Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, a cardiologist from Houston, Texas. The feature presentation is What is Monkeypox and is it dangerous? So let us begin with the feature presentation. Monkeypox is very similar to smallpox, which has been practically eliminated from the world. It is caused by a virus similar to the smallpox virus, and it presents with multiple symptoms like fever, muscle aches, and all these blisters, which are very characteristics of this monkeypox. These are pustules or containing pus, and when you extract this liquid and put it under a microscope, you can see these virus particles which are causing these blisters. These blisters will eventually end up healing with a scar, leaving a depression. That's why it causes all this disfiguration, which is commonly seen in patients with smallpox. So this is predominantly present in the Central Africa and in West Africa. And from there, from time to time, it spreads to other parts of the world, as you can see. Here is an extreme case of monkeypox, where you can see multiple pustules extending all over the body. And when they heal, they're going to leave a scar with depression in the skin, with a lot of changes in the facial features and in the body. Monkeypox, as the name indicates, predominantly the virus resides in the animals such as monkeys, rodents, rats, and as I said, they are endemic to the Central and West Africa. And from there, these viruses sometimes are passed on to human beings by a process what is known as zoonotic transmission. Zoo means animals, from animals to human beings, which are primates. And these viruses, especially those people who handle these monkeys and rodents, may be exposed to their secretions, through which the virus enters their body and causes the monkeypox. The other means of spread of this monkeypox virus is through bites, scratches, or consumption of uncooked or poorly cooked meat that might contain this monkeypox virus. Human to human transmission is possible, but it is very limited unless there is very close contact with a person who is having an active monkeypox and whose secretions may be carrying the virus. It is endemic in the Central Africa and the West Africa. There are two different variants of this monkeypox, and we'll talk about that because the mortality rates are quite different among the viruses coming from the Central Africa compared to the West African countries. This monkeypox has been sort of sporadically getting more exposure to the human population. As you can see, from 1970 all the way to 215, there have been some outbursts of these monkeypox, but nothing really significant as we can speak of that is spreading, like, for example, coronavirus or COVID. And I was talking about the difference between the Central African and the West African virus. As you can see, the Central African strain is supposed to be more deadly compared to the West African strain. The Central African strain has a 10% mortality, which is pretty high, not only leaving disfiguration, but also leading to significant high death rates compared to the West African strain, which has 1 to 3% mortality. This is between 2017 and 2018. The number of cases reported along with the death rates. The death rates appear to be extremely so small, but still 120 cases reported in October 2017, and some cases are reported here in the United States in 2018 and 19. I'll talk about a case that was reported or followed in Dallas, which raised a lot of red flags in 2019. At the present time, this monkeypox has spread to several different countries, including Italy, Sweden, United Kingdom, Portugal, Spain, United States, and some in Canada. Actually, Canada has a much higher number. It may be related to the population migration from the Central and West African countries to these various parts of the world who may be carrying the virus. Here is a more expanded version. As you can see, it has spread to all these European countries, including Australia, United States, and Canada, where confirmed cases of monkeypox have been established. And here's a timeline, interesting timeline of one person from Nigeria who traveled to Dallas, who carried the virus with him, and he had the full-blown monkeypox. And as you can see, he arrived in the United States somewhere between June 25th, and from there his symptoms begin. Then he came to Atlanta, from there to Dallas, and here is the infectious period. And he was infectious from the end of June all the way to the middle of August. And people who were in that particular flight who were exposed were 147 contacts. As you can see, exposure to during hospitalization, these are all during his hospitalization. So there was a pretty significant scare. Since I am from Houston, Texas, we kind of followed this very closely. As you can see, there was a significant scare of this monkeypox with a 10% mortality. And obviously, it is expected to raise a lot of red flags. Contact follow-up was up to September 4th. Exposures during hospitalization, including to Utah laboratory personnel, 46 contacts were studied. There's an interesting corollary between monkeypox and countries which have gay marriages. I don't know if this makes any sense, but there are some questions raised about whether this is more prevalent in the homosexual population, but that is not confirmed. Coming back to the presentation of smallpox, in addition to these pustules we talked about, people can also have headache, fever, swollen lymph nodes, which is a very significant finding. These pustules over the arms, body, and face, along with enlarged tender lymph nodes, could be a very good indicator of this being smallpox or monkeypox. Muscle aches, painful rashes, chills, exhaustion. So these are all some of the dominant symptoms of a person with monkeypox. And this is just simply same repeating fever, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion, all these things. And as of May 2022, here are the number of confirmed cases. The most significant of them are in Portugal, Spain, and United Kingdom. In the United States, there's only about 1 to 5 cases of this monkeypox. As you can see, very clear delineation of a pustule. And when you open this pustule, you see liquid coming out, which could be pus. And when you put that under the microscope, you can identify the monkeypox virus. Anyway, monkeypox needs to be differentiated from chickenpox and measles. As you know, 95% of the measles have been eliminated in this universe, or I should say most parts of the world. Chickenpox has been literally eliminated from the entire world after the chickenpox virus vaccination. And they have similar, they have fever, they have rashes, and the development of rash is slow, whereas in chickenpox and measles it is quite rapid. Rash distribution is on the face, trunk, and more dense on the trunk, chickenpox, absent on the palms and soles in chickenpox. Same with measles, it starts on the face and it spreads reaching hands and feet. And of course, the death rate is what is most scary, because the death rates could be up to in the Central African variant, it could be up to 10%. It's rare in chickenpox, but it does leave significant scarring over the face and the body. Measles, it varies widely. Whenever we are talking about these monkeypox, we should think about all these other differential diagnoses, the ones which we talked about, plus bacteria, skin infections, scabies, syphilis, and sometimes medication-induced allergies. But very rarely, the medication-induced allergies can give urticaria or red erythematous rashes, but these pustules are very uncommon related to medications. Smallpox mortality rates were like 30%, but we don't deal with smallpox at the present time, whereas the monkeypox mortality could range anywhere from 1 to 10%. There is a vaccine available for monkeypox, but it is not so widely distributed throughout the world because of rare instances of monkeypox. But nonetheless, according to the reports, the United States is supposed to have purchased like 500 million doses of monkeypox. Monkeypox vaccine is produced similar to the smallpox vaccine. Since smallpox has been eliminated from the universe, there is a small supply of smallpox virus available in the CDC and also in one laboratory in Russia. So what are the treatment options available? The treatment options are symptomatic treatment for fever, muscle aches, hydration, because these people can get dehydrated, and prevention of secondary infection of these pustules. These vesicles leave a scar and disfigurement. As I said, the vaccine, the smallpox and the chickenpox viruses are sort of stored in the CDC and one other lab in Russia. And of course, we have this vaccine available for monkeypox. The prognosis is 1 to 10% mortality, depending upon the origin of the monkeypox, as to which part of Africa it is coming from. No fatalities were reported in the outbreak in the United States in 2003. The death rates are proportionately higher in African children, and it depends upon comorbid conditions, health status, and vaccination status. Uncomplicated cases resolve in 2 to 4 weeks, with scars remaining for the rest of the life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a quick overview of what is monkeypox, how it differs from smallpox, and what do you look for if someone is having monkeypox, how it is transmitted, and what are the treatment options available. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next presentation.